I bought this vintage Apple employee's jacket using a tool known in the rap world as the internet. It's going to be huge this year.
Drake is by and large one of the biggest singers in the world right now, as well as one of the most popular. He's a man who has done a lot and set a lot of records, and made a lot of hit songs and albums as well. But what really sets him apart is his net worth. He's one of the most valuable rappers in the world by a long stretch, and not surprisingly, he went and spent a lot of money in 2020. But not exactly on what you'd think. Allow us to show you how Drake has spent his millions in 2020. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 11. The other things. We're not going to sugarcoat this. The majority of this list is going to be spent on a singular item that has a score of other items within it. We're not going to hide that. But being that 2020 is a long year, and a year that had everyone wondering what was going to happen next, we're not going to be so foolish as to think that Drake didn't go and get other things as well. More than likely, he did buy some new cars and clothes, and no doubt did a lot of traveling when that was an option to him. Even if it was only to go back to Canada so that he wasn't trapped outside of his home country. Especially since the biggest thing he went and got in 2020 was a brand new mansion in his hometown of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Number 10. The Embassy. Now, hearing that Drake bought a new mansion for himself doesn't seem that odd or anything, but it's the cost of the mansion that needs to be stated. In total, this mansion is believed to cost about $100 million. Yep, that's right, $100 million. But it's not just a home, it's a custom-built home in Bridell Path, Toronto called The Embassy. Yes, Drake really went and named his new home The Embassy. This custom house was built for one reason and one reason alone: to give him space and privacy to his life. He has other mansions to do that with, but he wanted to be in his hometown of Toronto while he was having his privacy, so we can't blame him for that. Drake, after all, has a very special connection to his home, and he's always traveling there when he can. So why not have your best home there? Plus, if you could build a custom home, wouldn't you? That's what we thought. Anyway, now that you know he bought a home, let's look at what he put inside the home, because it's a lot, and it all adds up to that $100 million price tag. Number 9. Special security. If you're wondering just how Drake is dedicated to make this home his safe space, you need to look no further than how far he went to make sure no one could penetrate his home.
And yeah, I just don't enjoy it. It's not an enjoyable experience for me, and I don't like any of you.
Case in point, he had his representative go in front of the Toronto Council to get special permission to build his fences twice as high as they're usually allowed in Toronto. Just as important, he paid over $1 million to get tall trees put around his place so that people couldn't spy on him. Mainly the paparazzi, who go and do all sorts of tricks to try and get views into windows and spy from afar. To some, this may seem a bit over the top, but remember, for someone like Drake, people are always trying to get dirt on him or get a big scoop. He just wants to be left alone. So in this particular case, he kinda deserves the special treatment. Number 8. Hobbies. Another misconception that you might have about Drake and his massive mansion is that he built it solely to have an elegant place to live and to show off his wealth. But that's not exactly the case. Rather, he built it to be big and house all the things he likes and loves. For proof of this, you have to look no further than the many rooms the Embassy has that are dedicated to his hobbies, such as a room that is purely for basketball. After all, he is the global ambassador to the Raptors, and his loyalty to the NBA has been well documented. He also has a massive private recording studio that's decked out, so if he has to go and record something, he never has to leave his house, which is smart, particularly given the pandemic era we live in. Now, that's not to say he didn't go and show off some of the things he values. Number 7. Awards room. In his custom mansion, he has the awards room, which is just what you think it is. It's a room that is filled with every single award that Drake has won, which, if you recall, is not an insignificant number, hence why he has to have a whole room dedicated to it. And why wouldn't he put that in there? They're his accomplishments. They're proof that he's one of the best in the world in not just rap, but in music as well.
I like to sing. The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen.
That's an important thing to him, and so of course he should go and display them. Now, yeah, some people will weigh in and say that Drake is boasting, but think about it like this. By having it in his home, if he's ever feeling down about music or anything else, he can walk by and see that he's done a lot, accomplished a lot, and he can do it again. So in many ways, it's not just an awards room. It's a room where he can regain confidence if he needs to. Number 6. The sports jerseys. As noted, Drake loves basketball. He's been a Toronto Raptors fan all his life, and when he got the chance to be a part of the Raptors organization via being their global ambassador, he took it. He's at every home game he can be at, and many even attribute him to being a reason that the Raptors won the NBA title in a recent season. But in his house, his love of basketball is even more on display, because he has a room filled with basketball jerseys that he collected over the years. It's actually a pretty impressive collection, and it's one that shines because of how well they're kept. Drake loves memorabilia, and it's hard to fault him for wanting to display all he's collected. Number 5. The Great Room. If Drake has guests and wants to show off the more luxurious elements of the house, he would take them to the Great Room, a massive open room with a roof 44 feet high and with furniture and settings that could rival just about any house. It should be noted that Drake has a grand piano in this room that was custom-made and could have cost him over $500,000. That's more than the cost of most houses on the market. He also has a replica of the Metropolitan chandelier, which is one of the largest and most handcrafted chandeliers ever made. So while it's true that Drake did want to make a practical home, he also went big on certain things, which is also proven with number 4, the master bathroom. Yes, not the master bedroom, but rather the master bathroom. We bring this up because not only is it designed to be incredibly special, it has a massive bathtub that is made of black marble and weighs 4,000 pounds. What's more, the way they made this was by bringing in a massive chunk of black marble and literally cutting into this one piece to carve out the uberly unique tub. Number 3. The closet. Whether you're a male or female, you need a good closet to hold all of your stuff. Drake spared no expense to go and make his closet a cut above the rest, including, by his own admission, having very rare and valuable materials built into the closet itself, including diamonds. Yes, we're all feeling the jealousy that we don't have a closet this elaborate or expensive. Number 2. Saunas and pools. When you're a megastar like Drake, sometimes you just need to unwind by yourself, and for his massive mansion, he has plenty of ways to do that. For example, his house has not 1, but 2 saunas that he can go and steam himself in. He also has a massage room, because why not? And as if all that wasn't enough, he has an indoor and an outdoor pool that allow him to go and relax in the water. Now, this is more of a practical thing, one that no doubt Drake took full advantage of in the pandemic because he could just go and do relaxing at his house versus having to go out and risk getting infected. Number 1. A singing toilet. Now, before you call BS, there's actual video proof of this. Drake wants everything in his mansion to be high-tech. So much so that he went and got himself a futuristic toilet that not only lights up with neon lights, but it plays music for him while he, well, you know. We'll just leave it there. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the various things Drake bought for himself over 2020 and how his mansion was a focal point of that? Can you believe that Drake put so much into this single house? What do you think Drake is going to spend his money on in 2021? Let us know in the comments below, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.